Benvenuti, tifosi napolitani, to the debut episode of Monday Night Napoli. I'm your host, Rafa Rispo, and I'm here with my main man, Kencho Freddy, the founders of Far From Vesuvius Network.
Yo,
Ken,
what's
we've
up,
done
dude?
it, my man. We're here. Here we are, Monday Night Napoli, our debut episode. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, dude. I'm ready. It's Monday night. This is what we're gonna do on Monday nights now.
This
Monday
is
Night Napoli.
Monday Night Napoli. Yes, we
Yeah,
are going to basically do this is where we're going to have our podcast, our Far From Vesuvius podcast. We're going to have there's so much great things going on with Far From Vesuvius. We got Fili del Vesuvio on board with us. They're going to
yeah,
do their shows live from this channel.
yeah.
So everybody that is watching on YouTube right now, please do everything you have to do. Subscribe, like, comment, share it, do everything you have to do. This is the place to be now for Napoli live content in the United States, in Canada, and all over the world who speaks English. Ken, today we have it sucks that our debut episode is
I
after our
know.
first loss of the season
What are you gonna do?
in Serie A. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
But help break it down, my friend. Help break it down.
Yeah, I mean, hotly contested match, right? I mean, coming into the game, I don't think we had lost a Serie A game since I think March or April of last season. It's been a
Right.
while. Coming out of the international break, we coming off of a draw at home to Hellas Verona, and we come into this match, and I think everyone saw the how big of a match this was, right? Milan lose their first
Yes.
match of the season the day before against Fiorentina in a crazy match.
Crazy.
And this one really was kind of on a similar level of craziness and excitement. And I think overall, if you're a fan of Serie A, this weekend was really, really a good advertisement for how competitive things are, how competitive the league is. And, we come up on the short end of it a little bit. We start the match off with Zielinski scoring in the 17th minute on a great piece of counterplay. Insigne with a really good through ball that puts him through. And he just blasts a shot from just outside of the box, inch perfect ball, just over the outstretched arm of Handanovic. And I think in the first 20 minutes, I think we all thought that, hey, this might be our match. I think they were saying during the broadcast that we've only collected like 2 out of a possible 12 points or something like that in the last few seasons against Inter at the San Siro. So, but we start flying high, right?
We do. We start flying high. It looks like it's going to be our night. Zielinski gets his goal. He's been struggling as of late, looking like the Zielinski of old. But then comes the penalty kick, the foul. Well, not the foul, the handball in the box. Initially not given by the referee,
Yeah.
Valeri, but he goes to take a look at it and wastes no time to call the penalty kick, which I believe was the right call, Ken.
Definitely.
I'm just a little bit annoyed with the yellow. I don't think he deserved to be booked
Agreed.
there. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think it was card worthy. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me just really give this chat some love really quick. Pasquale.
Hey, Pasquale, what's up, dude?
Let's go, he says.
go.
Matteo Casale, buonasera. Pasquale likes that Halloween drip. I got some for sale, guys. I hacked up the price, but I got some for sale. If you want them, get at me. Already sold one on eBay. And my boy, Fili del Vesuvio, I'm sure this is Carm. What's up, my friend? Buonasera.
Yo, Carm, Sereno, what's up, guys? We're very, very happy to have you.
Very happy and
happy
very
to have
excited.
you on board. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You guys are doing really good things in Canada, and I know that Carmine is one of the main people behind the Napoli club in Toronto. So if by any chance you guys are in Canada or in Ontario specifically, Carm, the guys from Fili del Vesuvio, are really trying to start up a big Napoli community in Toronto. So big ups to them.
And it's working out good because they're very, very involved, and they had some really good turnouts so far. And hopefully you guys can keep it up. The yellow was harsh, says Pasquale, which is true. Matteo says it was a handball, and I see the yellow because the shot would have been on target. Possibly, but I don't know. It's debatable. I think it was a little harsh, but hey, so Hakan puts it in 1-1. Really cool penalty. Did his thing. But that was it, man. I think we were flat-footed for the rest of the half. Not much after that. The corner kick sent in by Hakan and headed in by, and forgive me, I absolutely forgot who it was who headed the ball. Pedicic, yes, Pedicic. What a header that was. I mean, you can't even be mad. I mean, obviously we're pissed that we're losing, but you can't be mad at the goals. I mean, they deserved it. Well deserved by Inter.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few issues on that. I mean, obviously it's an insane header. It's an insane header. What's up, Emilio?
Yeah. What's up, Emilio? Ciao. Thanks for joining.
Um,
I understand. We have a tough time marking, and we have a tough time defending a set piece. But that header was just like, I don't know if anyone was going to.
I mean, the header was great. The two issues I have in that is that Anguissa lets Pedicic get in front of him to get his head to it, and then Zielinski was on the near post, and then when the ball came in, he took 5 steps forward and was sort of marking nobody. So I mean, it's like a 1 in 1,000 goal. Right. He's not even running towards goal. He's running straight towards the byline. So
yeah,
it's one of those things. The thing that sucked about that the worst is that it was right before halftime.
Yeah,
that was the worst part about it.
Completely
that happens right before halftime, and I mean, from the handball until Inter scored their third goal, we played pretty poorly. I thought the midfield was getting overrun badly. I thought Di Lorenzo was getting destroyed by Pedicic all game, which is a shame. But we just looked – I don't know if we were tired. I mean, for me, Fabian shouldn't be tired. He wasn't called up to play for Spain. Anguissa, a couple of the guys who have traveled really long distances, the guys who were playing in Africa and Chucky, who's coming all the way from Canada after that to come here is really a long way to go. So, I mean, those guys sort of get – I don't want to say they get a pass, but they get, I understand how they can have tired legs, but Fabian, he just looked like he was running in mud the whole game.
Yeah.
And
not his
their
best
midfield.
game.
No, and their midfield is just their midfield really outplayed ours. I think. I thought, we just played really poorly for 35 minutes straight from the penalty until after they score the third goal. I thought we just sort of lost our way a little bit, and obviously. It gets worse right before the third goal because Osimhen gets injured on a really, really violent clash of heads with I think it was Skriniar.
It was, yeah. And we lost our way, and then we lost our guy. Man, this was not good. I mean, the visual of the collision, and then the fact that he was on the ground for about 8 minutes. And then when he got back up, he was loopy walking back. You knew something was wrong. And then the shots of the eye and the orbital bone fracture, which I mean that you knew you lost them for a while. It's not something that you come right back from.
No,
you don't just throw you don't just throw a protective mask over his head and then see you next week. This is something he's got to get over.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because. I mean, I think this is the last we see of him until February.
Right. Whether he goes to the African Cup of Nations or not, right? I mean, when you think about it, this is going to be an extensive. It's an extensive injury. I mean,
our boy Oma says he's going to be out a month, but that doesn't. I mean, maybe you get one game out of him if he's back in training. You get one game out of him before the break.
Before AFCON, yeah,
but
maybe.
It's the same with Anguissa now, which I didn't even realize he was injured. I know that he was sort of holding, he was pulling up a little bit towards the end of the match, but he didn't come out.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed there was a point in time where he went to the ground, and I knew something was up, possibly, but he continued to play.
Yeah,
The
we
third
still have a
goal,
sub left, so that's
yeah,
right. Yeah,
right. The third goal came uh, after Osimhen went out. Beautiful counterattack by Inter caught Napoli's defense just off guard.
yeah.
The defense just didn't have the greatest of games, and it
No,
was bound to
this was
happen.
bad. This was a bad one.
This was
This
a
is a
bad
bad
one.
goal to
This
concede.
And the thing is that I saw it coming. While watching, I knew it was going to be okay. Here's a goal right here because you could just see
Yeah,
them very disorganized. Um, can break the goal down for us, man.
yeah. I mean, really, it's just Correa takes the ball and like literally unchallenged moves it from their own half up until he makes the pass to Lautaro, and Fabian tries to press him a little bit at some point, and then you see Koulibaly is backtracking, and he actually, you can see in the replay, he actually is like gesturing at Rahmani to press Correa, and like Rahmani just like kind of like gets confused and just kind of stumbles and just gets blown past. And then from there, like we kind of get into defensive position, and Rui is actually pretty close to Lautaro when he takes a shot. So Mario Rui does get a little unlucky that it doesn't block it, and then it's just a inch perfect shot. But I mean, the counter attack that we gave up was sad. It's
Yeah.
a sad counter attack to give up. It's just poor defending on a counter. It's just, we had enough players back. I think it was like a 3v5 or a 2v4 or something like that. Like it wasn't like it was a 2v1 or something like that. It's just, no real excuse. And I think at that point, everyone was just like, okay, this game is over.
For sure. I was not optimistic. You know me, Mr. Optimism. I always see the glass half full, man. Not optimistic at all. Once we went down 3-1, I said that's it. But then Simone Inzaghi goes ahead and makes a few changes, man. He takes out Martinez, he takes out Barella, he puts in DeMarco and Gagliardini. To counter that, Elmas and Mertens comes in for Lozano and Insigne, who, I mean, Lozano, I think he played pretty well.
Yeah.
He found Osimhen a few times.
Yeah,
I think he did good.
One Osimhen should have scored.
Yeah,
truly,
for sure.
Chucky put an inch perfect cross onto his head, and he just put it over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Lozano was pretty good. He also made a really good run on the goal to open up the space for Zielinski.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought he was beating up. I thought he was beating up Perisic all game, attacking. I think he really rinsed him a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
It was Chucky was good. I mean, there weren't that many bright spots. I thought that aside from the assist, Insigne was really not present in the game at all.
Right.
Which is unfortunate in a game this important. He just didn't. I don't know whether he just didn't have the time on the ball or what, but he just wasn't involved. I thought Zielinski was our best player. So I was a little upset that he came off. I was a little upset that Lozano came off when he did. Because I don't know. Elmas was just kind of there. I don't know.
Yeah, Elmas for me is.
Imagine Chucky was just tired.
I think so.
Keep him fresh.
I think so. And you have to give him the benefit of the doubt there. I mean, he was. He'd just come back. I think it was late Friday night that he had just got back to Naples after traveling from Vancouver. And it's pretty crazy. Going into this match, I was really high on the fact that Dzeko wasn't going to start. We had Koulibaly and Rahmani to take care of, anything coming. And I was really looking forward to Osimhen's opportunities against a missing De Vrij. I think it was Ranocchia playing for him, right? It was Ranocchia was so a really Ranocchia hasn't done much this season. Matteo comes in and says the only consolation is Milan lost 2, but doesn't cover underperforming in such an important match. Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed. I mean, the consolation is Milan lost, but the opposite end of it is we had a chance to go top by ourselves and open up a 10-point gap between us and Inter, which would have been huge just early in the season. Being 10 points clear of third place really would have defined this as a 2-horse race at this point. Obviously after a match like this, a lot of people are going to come out and, with the injuries and the performance, this is going to be the doom and gloom squad is going to make the rounds. So
right.
But it's still too early in the season. It's too early in the season to get wrapped up in it either way. Maybe that's why I'm not, maybe that's why I'm not. I mean, I'm disappointed, but I'm not. 13th match of the season. There's, I don't know. It's too early to make any any broad stroke statements either way. We're still top of the table over Milan, but a couple performances in a row where it seems like maybe 3 performances in a row where we underachieved. We had the game against Salernitana. We had the game against Hellas, and then we have this one, and then we have another big game this weekend. So in the league, I know we have a big game coming up midweek too on Wednesday. Wednesday,
yes, sir.
Is it a Wednesday
yes,
game?
Sir. Wednesday, 10:30 in the morning. Yeah. Everybody get ready for that.
I'll be there.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Are you doing Twitch?
I might. My dad's coming up for Thanksgiving, so I don't know if he's going to be up here yet. If he's not, yes. If he is, no. But I'll still be involved. I might do a
I will be doing a post match right here on the network on Far From Vesuvius channel. So please check it out. Look for that. Impact subs came on way too late by the Philly de Vesuvio podcast for sure.
Yeah, probably right there.
Yeah, man, because they came in and they made an impact. They did.
I mean, Mertens, obviously.
Dries Mertens' goal. I mean, for God's sake.
He should have tied it, too. He should have tied it.
Right
at the last kick of the game, he should have tied it.
Unbelievable. I mean, what did you have in your hand? I threw my phone. I had my phone in my hand. I threw it. No, I almost broke a mirror at work.
I was getting ready to go to work, and I was mad about it, but
yeah,
it was. I mean, my instant reaction was I was really mad about it, and then I watched the replay, and I mean, Mertens should do better there, but that's a tougher ball to score on than it looks like, right? You see the cross come in, and you just see like first time he's just gonna crush it, but I mean, that's hard on the full volley. I mean, obviously, not blame him, but you know what I mean. I'm mad that he missed it. Unlike Rui's, where I think that Rui did a great job getting that header on goal, and Handanovic makes a great save. And on top of the save that he makes, the ball, like most of the time, what's up, Antonio? How's it going, dude? Most of the time, he deflects that ball because he makes an awkward save and it bounces on the other side. It doesn't bounce over the crossbar. It sort of like bounces a couple times, and Elmas and Mertens were there for a tap in at the back post. So
right. Gaetano, Mario scored before that. Yeah. I mean, I don't fault Mario for the save that Handanovic made and the way the ball trickled over the crossbar, dude. Like that could have definitely went in. But for sure he should have scored. I mean, listen, he should have scored. Osimhen should have scored. Mertens should have had his 104th, in Serie A. He got his 103rd goal. He is now Serie A top scorer for Napoli. 137 in total is his top tally, just keeps climbing, which is awesome to see. But Gaetano does say we didn't play well enough in the middle of the field. Should have played with an extra midfielder. Yes. Well, I agree too.
So I was thinking about this after the match. I'm thinking about Anguissa not being available and like, what do we do? And obviously Deme has COVID, but I imagine it's not going to be a long-term thing.
It can't be, can it? I mean, are they looking? See, there's my question. Are they looking for a positive or a negative result now? Is that what happens?
Yes, because it happened with what's that winger on Fiorentina? I might be wrong. Nico Gonzalez, is that his name?
Oh, right. Yeah.
He tested positive like 18 days in a row.
Gotcha.
And like was out for like 3 weeks. So I mean, it's possible, but I think there's sort of an interesting thing, right? Like we have a little bit of we're in like obviously this match ends 3-2. I'll put a bow on this one, right?
Yeah.
Mertens scores a beautiful goal to make it 3-2. We have our chances late, but we don't connect and we show fight, we show guile the last, including extra time, the last 25 minutes or so. We really showed some fight and almost got a point out of it, which would have been absolutely massive. So, there are some concerns. We played badly for maybe 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And against a team like Inter, that's just not going to be good enough,
No, it's not. But what I like is that we showed some guile.
Yes.
We showed that we, even without Osimhen, even with an injured Anguissa, who, by the way, let's just bring that up, because he comes up with an injury, but he performs the plays that I'm telling you, all extra time. Like so there's 8 minutes of injury time. All throughout the 8 minutes, I feel like it was like his best performance of the season. It was just some amazing moves, and that ball that he sent to Mertens was just pinpoint.
Yeah. I felt it was tough. It was a really tough game for him before that. But yeah, it was. I thought, for me, aside from the last 10 minutes, it was his worst game for us. And there's been yeah.
Gianluca, the one time Rui puts it on goal, there's an acrobatic save. Also, Handanovic, who's been really struggling as of late too, comes out with this,
and that shot is really tough to save. Mario Rui does the best he can with because he hits that ball, and Handanovic is coming near post. So what you want to do is head it into the ground and make him make a tough save off of the bounce, because there's not really enough room for him to put it into the near side. I don't think he had an angle on it to try to angle it into the far post. And I mean, it takes a wicked bounce, and he sort of like just fights it off, and he gets lucky that it bounces out onto the crossbar. But I was thinking about this. Yeah, Matteo, you must have been reading my mind, because I was just about to talk about this. We have some decisions to make in the midfield.
Right. He says, how do you feel about Lobotka stepping into the side now that Zambo is out?
Yeah. I mean, we have a decision to make about who's going to be controlling the midfield, right? If Lobotka comes in for Anguissa, then I think he has to take over the role that Fabian has had, as it being like sort of like a pseudo regista, and you let Fabian move further up the pitch. But it does have us worse off defensively. So I think we have to decide, if we're going to play a 4-3-3, then the combination is going to have to be like Deme, Lobotka, and one of Fabian and Zielinski. Otherwise, I think we're a little unbalanced, because Anguissa, the way we play Anguissa hides a lot of our mistake, because he makes such good defensive plays on the ball. So it's really good at recoveries. I think that we have to decide what it's going to look like. And are we going to stick with, is Petagna going to be our guy for the next 3 months or 2 months, whatever you want to call it? And if he is, that if Spalletti says like, yeah, he's our guy, and like I'm happy with,
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, like then that's
we
fine.
have him on the squad. We got to use him.
That's fine.
I realize we have Mertens too. And situationally, Mertens can go in there and get in there and take care of business in that position. But I really feel like it's Petagna is who we have. So let's just roll with him. And he's still a big presence on the. Everyone needs to remember that this is a position that is not, I mean, yes, he's a goal scorer. You're a target man. Your job is to score, but your job is also to create space for the rest of the team to get opportunities, and they're very capable. You still have Lozano, Mertens, who could play on the right, Mertens, who could move to the middle. Insigne is still on the left there. Elmas could play there too. You still have Zielinski in this. So, listen, I know we're injured, and I get it, but we still have a quality team to play against, to compete. We do. That's the point of our depth. We have it. We do. And I see that, earlier Vincenzo had said it makes sense to switch to 3-man midfield with no Anguissa and Osimhen. Yeah, it does. And here Pasquale says, give Petagna the job unless he shows he doesn't deserve it. Keep Cheeto as a super sub. 100% agreed. 100%.
Yep.
Want to say hi to Joe. Oh, want to say hi to Sean Sullivan. What's up, buddy?
Bulldozer time. Yeah, it's true.
Bulldozer time is right. That's right. I want to say hi to Joe Bianco. Hello. Yes.
Hey, Joe Bianco.
Hi, Joey.
Hello.
Joey White. Joseph White.
Joseph White.
How's
Hello.
it going? It sucks that Unas got hurt again, Gianluca. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But again, I think we're covered. I do. I think we're covered. I'm not as worried as I was with when we got hurt against Inter last season, right? I mean,
Well,
I'm
because
not
that
as
was,
worried
I
about
mean,
it.
that's because that when Mertens went down, we were down Mertens and Osimhen at the same time, and we just had
Yeah,
Catania, and that was it.
and almost everybody else, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I think what we need to do is decide. Okay, if we're gonna, I don't know, 4-4-2 is tough because we tried this right with Ancelotti, and it was
Yeah,
bad. It was very
it
bad.
wasn't. It wasn't great. No.
And we don't have natural like 4-4-2 style wingers. Like, who do you put as a natural winger? Like, the closest person we had to like a natural 4-4-2 winger was when we had Callejon, and he could sort of like track back, and he plays more disciplined. But like, you have explosive players, right? You have Insigne, you have Lozano, you have Politano, you have Unas when he's healthy, Elmas. Like, those aren't players that want to start their game from behind their behind the midfield line and whip crosses into two strikers. Like, you know, I don't know what the answer is. Like, 4-3-3 probably makes the most sense because right now we've been playing a 4-2-3-1. Unless you're trying to go 4-2-3-1 and you do like Deme and Fabian, and then you have Mertens behind Petagna, because I love Zielinski, but if Petagna is going to start, then I would like to have someone else who can score more often play behind him.
Matteo says that you just triggered his Ancelotti PTSD.
Yeah, it sucked. It was pretty bad. Yeah, the end was really bad. But I mean, the good thing is that we have options, right?
We do. We have
options, and I will be interested to see who plays on Wednesday, because I think we're starting to see some inconsistencies in our form in the league, and we are, in my opinion, starting to look a little bit tired. So I wonder if we're going to see heavy rotation on Wednesday.
Well, so here's the thing. Let's segue into Wednesday then. Okay.
Yeah, we're in a weird spot.
We're in a very weird spot because now we have to go to Russia, right? Which sucks.
Yeah, sucks.
Any season of the year
Sucks.
But Ken, if we
I know
win in Russia,
I know,
and if Leicester City and Legia Warsaw tie,
I know, we
on
win the
Thursday,
group.
we win the group. We win the whole group, and we don't have to worry about Leicester City.
So that's the thing, right? If we go all out on Wednesday and we win and the cards fall in our place, then we've done the job, and these guys can rest until March, right? Like,
right.
That's the benefit of it.
Right. When Sean asking if we rest everyone Wednesday, I think you go all out and then rest everyone later,
I don't think we're going to rest everyone, because I mean, I think and I've said this, I said this when I was on with the Calcio guys a few weeks ago. You can't concede competitions. You can't go into a match or a competition saying like, this isn't important to us, because that mentality just breeds losing.
No, I'm
tired. We saw it with Saudi when we conceded Champions League, and we went all in on the league and we still didn't win the league. And we're not going to open that can of worms about who's to blame for that. Everyone's got their opinion, and that's fine. But I think you can't. I mean, we know Medet will almost certainly start, right?
Yeah, because we forgot to mention Ospina's knock when he collided into Dzeko
and then passed out. And probably should
passed out, dude. And
should have been taken
definitely
off.
Should have been taken off. Definitely should have been taken off. He had no business being on that pitch. I think we're lucky there was not much of a threat afterwards.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he might have made one save. Yeah,
he didn't look right. I mean, maybe it was just the hilarious net helmet they made him, but.
But I mean, you saw Di Lorenzo going out there trying to like have him not swallow his tongue. I guess he thought he was You
Yeah,
know,
like really
dude, I
knocked
mean,
out.
because he
Yeah,
literally took 2-3 steps before he passed right out on the pitch. That's not good. You got to come off. I'm not happy about that. And I haven't checked any news sites or anything like that. If anybody could out there, maybe Ken, but maybe if anyone else watching could confirm,
no,
like, was there
I
any
didn't see
update on
anything.
him or no? There
No,
was
I didn't
nothing. It
see
was all
anything.
about Anguissa today. You know,
Yeah,
Yesterday was about Osimhen. Today's about Anguissa, and I guess he's fine. Maybe he passed a concussion protocol, but that was scary, man.
yeah, it
That
was.
was really scary. But anyway, he gets up, he plays. So we're looking at Medet possibly on Wednesday. But let's go to Vincenzo, who says if this means Osimhen will likely be out a full 2 months, say 10 games. I'm a bit worried, at least in terms of the title race. In the midfield, we have more options.
Yeah,
Well, for me, the title race. I mean, this is the meat of, and this couldn't happen at the worst time because it's the meat of the schedule here. Inter, Spartak, Lazio,
Atalanta, Milan,
Atalanta, Milan. Yeah,
and then right after the break we play Juve.
yep.
And then I mean the part of the schedule for like AFCON proper is not difficult for us. Those like 3 or 4 matches after Juventus are not very like our matches we all should win.
Right.
But it's just a matter of of them figuring out what they're going to do between now and then. And listen, I trust Spalletti a lot more than I trusted Gattuso doing the same thing last year when we were so injured. And Gattuso, I was a big fan of what Gattuso did. He really took us out of the dumps. But
this is Spalletti's forte. This is his forte.
I was going to say Gattuso did get a little guilty of like blaming outside things.
Yeah.
For, like, oh, we're injured and whatever. But I think, if there's a guy you want to have as your manager, Spalletti is one of these guys that really can get inventive. And, I'm not going to go on here and tell everyone the story of, the false nine, Francesco Totti, the whole thing.
Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows, right? Like everyone knows that this was his thing, but we're going to see what he's going to do. Petagna, Petagna might just not physically be able to start every game.
Right.
And if that's the case, you need to start thinking of what's the plan B, right? What are we going to do? If we're going to implement a false nine, A, who is it going to be? B, what's the right way to set up the team around them? Those are the big things you want to think about. And I think Spalletti said a few weeks ago, like with when we plugged in Mertens for Osimhen as sort of like a like for like sub, I think he sort of said like we're not really set up to play with a false nine, but I think that has to change. I think that has to change at least so that we have another option. See, Gaetano, my gut is to agree with you.
But if Cheeto is fully healthy, it's got to be him, is what Gaetano says.
Yeah. But if we're going to play the same way we've been playing, we have to try Petagna and give him a chance. And I just don't think Mertens has the fitness in him to start every game as a center forward.
I think he meant by when you said that if we have to implement a false nine, who's it going to be? I mean, I think the logical answer is him.
It probably would be if we're going to do games like that, but I just don't think he could start so many games right now. Is my biggest issue and I know that people are going to be like, oh, it's Mertens, like just like Gaetano said, but in practice, Mertens was not a false nine. He's a short little quick guy, but he never played as a false nine. He played as like an actual center forward. The way that he played, the way that he moved, the way that we built around him was not as a false nine. He didn't drop deep and let the wingers do the work for him and then come back late. He was the focal point of our attack. So it might be weird to say this, but we might be able to play sort of like a false nine with Petagna, as weird as that sounds. The way he plays is actually more suited to be a false nine because
he tracks back a lot.
He holds the ball up well and allows his teammates to make runs.
Right.
So
I like what Gianluca says here. Now all eyes are on Insigne again with these injuries during your contract year. It's just un posto al sole on steroids. I like that show, Gianluca. That's a fun show. My dad used to watch. He probably still does.
we have
My
we have conflicting reports here. So Vincenzo is worried about striker and not midfield, and Joe is more worried about the midfield than the striker. So
okay. At striker, we have Petagna, Mertens, Lozano, and Insigne. And in the midfield, we're out Demme right now and Anguissa, who are probably two of our best defensive midfielders. But let's not forget, though, Joe, that we had Lobotka playing really well. Who's to say he's still not going to play well? And Fabian moving up a little forward, it just might suit him a little bit, but we'll see. Unlike Gattuso, Gaetano says Spalletti is able to adjust the lineup depending on the game. I got to give Gattuso the benefit of the doubt, though. I mean, I know we said, oh yeah, he made a few, finger pointing last season, but I mean, God, we were so injured. I mean, we had double, maybe even more than the injuries that we have now. It was amazing at one point. Like, you know what I mean? It was just. Yeah, I get it. I get what you guys are saying, but I think he does. I think his words do come with some merit when he says, "Listen, we were injured the whole season. We were." I think without half those injuries, we would have competed a lot more last season.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the sort of the general statement that I think Spalletti is more apt to be able to adjust to these things just because of how he is as a manager. I think Gattuso sort of has the way he wants to play and sticks to it. And Spalletti over the course of his career has been able to sort of adjust and be a little bit more inventive. But yeah, I think let's see what else we got going on here.
We got this right here. Gaetano said earlier, Elmas, Lobotka, Malqui, Juan Jesus will most likely start Wednesday.
I don't know about that, but
I don't either. I don't either. I think we go out. I think we field our best possible team. I mean, we have to. This is something that's on the line. We have to do it. You don't want to go. You don't want to match. Listen, obviously, if Leicester City do their thing, it depends on It depends on that. But if we do our thing and win, we at least know we've done our thing. We don't want a situation where match day 6 we have to beat Leicester City to get to the next round or to win the group. Again, I will continue to say this every time I'm live. I cannot stress enough how important it is to win this group. We don't play in February if we win this group. You want to talk about injuries and you want to talk about AFCON and you want to talk about all that stuff. For me, winning the group is priority. And no, finishing last is not an option. Winning the group and not playing in February is priority number 1 for me because it has implications in the Scudetto race. It does. So we go all out for me. I'm not trying to play Malqui at all.
I think for me it's funny because I think the only player that I think I would like to have in that game, and only because I think we're gonna run him into the ground otherwise, is Malqui because Di Lorenzo I don't think has had 1 minute on the bench the whole season, and he's gonna be dead by February otherwise. That's my only thing. Is we've been able to play, Juan Jesus on left back. We've been able to bring Goulam in for 10 minutes and 15 minutes. But I'm pretty sure that Di Lorenzo has almost never been subbed off this season. And yeah, Joe, I agree. I mean, we got screwed last year, but it's true. It's true.
Lazio play a day after us too. Yes, they do.
And also in Russia, I think.
Yeah, in Moscow.
In Moscow, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I don't know. My gut tells me that Sadi will rotate big time.
Agree 100%, but Ralph Gaetano says, but at the same time, there needs to be some squad rotation. I get it, and I'm not saying he won't, but he does need rest, Joe. D'Lo needs rest, but but this is an important situation. So I get Lazio is very important too, and if you have to rest him somewhere, it would be here. But I mean, hey, listen, Victor, who's it? Victor Moses, isn't he in jail? So I don't think he'll be that much of a threat for us against Spartak. So there's something going on with Victor Moses over there, some sort of attempted murder from a couple of years ago. That's something that I found out.
Well, that's weird.
Which is pretty crazy. So he was a protagonist in the game against us at the Maradona. I don't think he's going to be there. His legal trouble is. I'm sorry, Quincy Promise. That's right. It wasn't Victor Moses. It was Quincy Promise. You guys are right.
Spartak. Also, Spartak have not won a game since October 3rd. Just throwing that out there in any competition, including
was that our match?
No, it was a couple days after.
Okay.
They've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4 matches.
They're
and
not
lost
good.
3,
no,
including a 7-1 loss to Zenit. 7-1. They are currently sitting 10th in the table.
They're the reigning champions too, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, were
they? No, I don't think they won the title last season.
Must have been Dinamo. I forget who's in the Champions League.
No, I mixed them up with Legia. Legia won the title in Poland, and they're pretty shit too. It's not good. The crazy thing is we're the team that's in first, and we started off struggling in this Europa League group. Everyone else is sucking in their league, and they're all still somehow in it. But I think it's pretty crazy that we started out the way we did and have the opportunity to win the whole group in match day 5. That's pretty amazing as well. So, John Lucas says, I mean, tie 1-1. I wouldn't be surprised, man.
I was just gonna say, would that surprise you? It's a very Napoli style.
Sereno's in the house. I wonder if Spalletti. He goes. I wonder if Spalletti would consider playing a back 3 with Juan Jesus playing Malqui as a right wing back. That's interesting, actually. That's interesting. I don't know.
Someone else did. I don't want to. Gaetano said it first. Mentioned it.
Oh, he did. Okay, yeah,
so,
he did.
I mean, we could do something like that, but it's just such a shape change, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I guess you can go like Juan Jesus. I mean, you'd want to put Juan Jesus in the middle, though, right? Because you'd want to put Rahmani on the right and Koulibaly on the left of like a 3-man back line. And then
would you or maybe put Juan Jesus on the left of a 3-man?
Yeah, you could. I just it's one of those things. Koulibaly is so good at bringing the ball out from the back that I don't know if I'd want him. I mean, I guess maybe it could be like almost like a sweeper. That'd be wild. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't know what they're gonna do. Spalletti has a lot of things to consider. But I mean, I wouldn't mind it if we tried it. You do a 3-5-2. You do. I guess if you wanted to rotate, you put Malqui on the right, and then what? You could even get crazy and put Gulam on the left because then Gulam wouldn't have to track back as much.
Do you think a heavy rotation would still get a win?
I mean, I think we're good enough. I mean, I know that it's silly because we've already lost to them.
Yeah, but because Myri got sent off so early, and that really changed the whole complexion of the game.
I think that we should. I think even if we did rotate, I'm not advocating for it one way or the other, but I think even if we did rotate, we're still good enough to win against a team that's sitting 8th or 10th in the Russian league. I think that even if we did, there's places where we can't rotate, right? We know Patania is going to start as striker. And given what we know about the way we've been playing games, the only other certainty is that we know that we're going to start Meret in goal because Meret, I think, has started all the games in the Europa League. So aside from that, I mean, it's pretty wide open.
Matteo says we need Milan to qualify for the Europa League because they will be destroyed in January and February if they have to play extra. I highly doubt it's happening, guys. I think
they have 0 points in the year.
No, they have one. They scraped one. They scraped one in the last game. They play Atletico Madrid. I don't see them getting anything out of it in Madrid too at the Wanda Metropolitano. I don't see them getting anything there. The problem is being out of Europe will benefit them, but then people will see that as Milan just tossed the Champions League to the side to focus on the league. I don't buy that either for a minute. I just think that was a group of death, and they just had too many young players and inexperienced players in the Champions League. And I know I said what I said before, that that team should be good enough to to win in those competitions. I think it was just I said that because someone pissed me off from Milan and was just upset with that. But Anthony says, and to Antonio says, based on this season, do you think Meret's future could be away from Napoli?
Yes.
What do you think, brother? Yeah.
Yes.
I do too. I do too. Yeah.
I mean, we're posturing towards not really seeing a future with him, right? I think that during the international break, we were talking with Ospina's agent about a contract extension. So
yeah, I was just going to say,
for me, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, if any of these keepers are going to re-sign, it's Ospina for sure. It's funny because we we were very adamant in seeing Ospina leaving because I thought he was wanted to go back to Colombia or something like that, but or back to South America. I don't know. I don't remember where he wanted to go, but he was the most likely to leave, right? And even at the beginning of the season, Spalletti had Meta as the number one, and look how that turned out.
Everybody listen. Okay, everyone on Twitter has been telling me for I don't know how many years, Medet's the future, blah 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 blah. This is 3 managers in a row now. Okay, where's my cat? Three managers in a row now that have decided that Medet is not good enough to start for us. Okay?
Ospina's 33, has a few years left. Antonio says, yeah, he's got a lot of years left, man. Keepers are timeless. Come on,
but I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Like John 316 Napoli, whatever, like is gonna say like, oh, Medet is the future, but he's not. He's not.
I mean, even Gaetano's resorted to it's not happening. Shame that Medet didn't work out. I really thought he'd be a keeper for 10 years.
He was vexed from the get. Remember, it was like his first practice, he broke his wrist, or second practice, he broke his wrist and was out for like 3 months.
Yeah.
I think it was literally like 2 days after he started practicing with us. He broke his wrist.
Gianluca Ospina has been top notch this year. We can't even pretend that Medet should start. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Vincenzo, I agree with you.
I'm with him too.
I think we've talked about this on Twitter before, and I'm 100% with you. I mean, Medet has a weak sauce mentality, man. He can't control his back line. A lot of times you see that he's very hesitant to come out of goal. He doesn't play with confidence. He's got all the athletic gifts. He's big, he's tall, he makes great athletic saves, but he doesn't have the brain for the game. And it's unfortunate, but that's the truth. I think you can chalk him up to another one of these Udinese goalkeepers that haven't really panned out. I mean, I remember everybody was, head over heels for Simone Scuffet. He had a great year when he was like 18 or 19 years old, and he just disappeared off the face of the map.
And then Antonio says, I wonder how much of Medet's fee we can get back in the sale because he was not cheap, which is true.
Yeah, but I think this is like 4 years on and like blah, blah, blah. What do they call it? Capital gains, whatever. It'll be fine. Yeah. He'll end up, it'll be like chalked up as like some type of like net gain for the club, some type of, financial silliness that they do with these capital gains things. But yeah, no, we probably won't be able to get too much for him. And I think, is this Meta's 3rd or 4th season with us? 4th?
I want to say it's let's see, yeah, 4th season. Yeah, because they came in at the beginning of the Ancelotti era. Did they not?
Yeah.
This is season number 4. Yep.
So I mean, we're gonna lose a little bit of leverage because I think he's only gonna have 1 year on his contract after this year. So maybe it's one of these things where we decide. I don't know. They're probably trying to re-sign Ospina so they can see what the plan is. Because I imagine if they re-sign Ospina, they'll try to sell Meret. And I mean, who knows? If they get this deal done with Ospina's camp early, maybe they're looking at trying to get offload Meret in January. I don't know. I'm starting rumors, guys.
You're starting rumors. Let's start a rumor. Let's start another rumor. Izadzik, right? What's his name? Izadzik.
Yeah.
What's the likelihood that we sell Meret and just bring Izadzik up from the Primavera? Who's
third
didn't really do it? Yeah, they're third in the Primavera.
Yeah,
that's a playoff spot. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a pretty sorry, Gaetano made me laugh.
Meta equals Vargas. Yeah.
I mean, the Primavera is third in the table, so
yes,
you're talking about a youth team that was in Serie B, Primavera B last year, and got promoted on the last day of the season.
Yes.
In a crazy match, actually. I watched the match. I
saw the highlights. I didn't get to see the match.
I think our boy Joe Fischetti was talking about it, and I turned it on that day. But yeah, Gaetano, I was going to mention this, that former assistant coach to Walter Mazzari, Frustalupi, is actually coaching the Primavera team. Yeah. And they're doing really well.
And he's got them playing really well, I tell you. And then there's that new midfielder that they got too, the kid from Milan. What was it? That big dude. What's his name?
I'm trying to think of the guy they have that's leading them in scoring. I'm gonna use the Google machine.
Is it D'Agostino who's leading them
because unlike Joe Fischetti, who probably knows this off the top of his head,
he'll know who's the leading scorer in the ladies too, the Femminile.
That man has encyclopedic knowledge.
He's an amazing guy. I tell you what, guys, I'll take a minute while Ken looks him
Giuseppe up. Giuseppe Ambrosino is
Ambrosino, okay.
Who's actually yes. Yep, he's been with Napoli like since he was at least for like 3 or 4 years.
That was Pasquale, bring the kid up who scored the handball against Roma. That was like the under 17s, I think. And I know this because they were wearing the Legea kits, right? Yeah. That was like the under 17, I believe. Yeah. They're too young. Hey, Joe, thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it, guys. I have to run, but great show. And
hey, Joe,
catch us next week. Catch the post matches. Catch Fili del Vesuvio. I really want to say thank you for the love, Joe. Thank you to everyone also who's listening on a podcast. Can't watch live. Listen to us on the podcast wherever you download your podcast. I want to say thank you to everybody there. And Gianluca says that the kits were made at Gaetano's house. the
under 17 kits. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They look like Lazio.
Yeah. They did. I guess they didn't get the same exclusive deal with Armani for the under 17s.
No.
But yeah, the Primavera has done really well. A lot of credit there. We're in third, which is wild.
It is crazy, right?
Yeah, we're even on points with the second place team, which is Empoli, and I think we're like 6 or 7 points behind Roma, who is at the top. Yeah,
but there is a playoff for that. I believe there's a playoff for the Scudetto.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's like the top 2 teams go to the semifinals straight away, and then the 3rd through 6 teams play in like the quarterfinals or whatever they call it, a play-in round or whatever. So,
and is it, and I'm sure Joe would know this too, but we should have him on.
We'll have a Primavera special with Joe.
I would love to do it. I'd love to do it. Let's get it done.
I don't know if it's 2 legs or not, if that's what you're going to ask.
No. Who goes to the Champions League? Because I know that the UEFA used to have the youth league, and I think they still do. And in the past, it was every team who was in the Champions League, their youth team plays the same group, the same team on the same fixture day. So if Napoli, PSG, are at the Maradona.
Yeah, it's the
under the under
it's the same.
21s are
It's the same.
Is it
Yeah.
the same way?
Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a bummer.
Mirrored groups. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm just looking at the groups now. The Porto, Liverpool, Atletico, and Milan. Yeah. Inter, Real Madrid, Shakhtar, Sheriff. But yeah. But yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we're approaching the hour.
Yeah.
I think it's good time to wrap it up here. Don't forget the Spartak Moscow game at 10:30 in the morning Eastern.
Yeah. Wednesday. Yeah.
I've actually been able, Ken, to secure the guy who runs Spartak English Twitter for my next frenemies. Yes. I have a chat with him tomorrow, and I'll put that out as soon as possible.
Great.
I always try to get these frenemies out before the match, and sometimes I feel like it's not enough time before the match. But guess what?
Yeah,
you can go back and listen to them.
You can go back and listen to them. It's going to be an interesting conversation.
He's an interesting guy. He reached out to me after we showed him love, a lot of love when they were in Naples. And he really was like, "Hey man, thanks a lot." It was pretty cool. So I got him on. So that look for that. I will do a post match of some sort after the match at some time after the match. It might not be right away, but check it out. Subscribe. Look at the ticker on the bottom. Take a look. Subscribe to everything we got. Instagram, Facebook. We're on TikTok now, too. I don't even know if you...
Oh, yeah. Wow, I totally forgot.
Kirsten started a friggin' TikTok account.
Yeah, Kirsten's TikToking for us. Yeah.
It's funny because I was just talking to a client of mine today, Ken, and I was like, yeah, we even have a TikTok account, and Kirsten is doing it. I told him one of the girls that are with us. He doesn't know what's going on, but we were talking about TikTok. And I said, yeah. And she goes, yeah, I'll run it. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to run it. Cause I don't have the first idea of what to do with TikTok. That's Allie's stuff. She knows what to do. I'm not a TikTok guy.
I have no idea.
So Kirsten's going to run our TikTok. Not a clue. But subscribe to it. Check it out. Cause maybe we learn it. Maybe we do some stuff.
Yeah.
And then Lazio on Sunday, 2:30 instead of 12, which I love. I know you'll be.
I don't love it. I don't love it.
You don't love it. See, I love it because we close.
Really poor timing for me.
Well, listen,
the game starts at 12. The game starts at 12. I can watch it before work. If it starts at 2:45, forget it,
dude.
I start work at 2:30.
Let me get one game.
You're gonna get a bunch. They just changed all the fixtures to almost all of our matches coming up are going to be 2:45ers. I'm sad.
I can't deal with it. 12 o'clock comes in. 12. I'll tell you what. Typical Sunday at Valentino's Barbershop. Not much going on before 12. 12 o'clock, the match kickoff. Boom. Walk in. Give me a break. And we close at 2 o'clock. So it's... Thank God I get to sit down and watch this game without any interference. Have to watch it again. Like, it's ridiculous. But there you go. Gaetano says 9 o'clock's where it's at. I gotta shout Pete Scala up. What's up, Pete? Gotta reach the youth. Forza, sorry I'm late. I had to work. No doubt, bro. No worries. Yeah. I appreciate you coming in.
Don't worry. Yes. Peter, guess what? Next week on Monday, 9 o'clock. Boom.
9 o'clock, guys. Everybody likes the late times, Yeah.
I'm all about
I wanna shout Raf Pizzato out and thank him for everything for Raf and Raf. He's still around, so check him out. Check his Facebook group out, Calcio Napoli Club USA. But there's also the Napoli supporters of North America, right? Napoli supporters of America. Napoli supporters of America. That's Joe.
Yeah, Facebook
Joe's thing. Yes.
Yeah, Napoli supporters of America on Facebook. Yeah,
on Facebook. Check that out.
I see a lot of familiar names, so I think all of you guys are in both of those groups. But either way, if you're not,
I think we are. But it's all good. Whatever. It doesn't matter. What else? What else, Ken? What else can we push?
I think we've hit it all. I'm starting to build. I don't have. See, Rafa's got like the proper Napoli studio behind. Like me, I'm just working
Just
with.
build. You're listen.
Like I'm just working with a little. I can't even get my. There you go.
Yeah,
You can't
but
see,
Ken.
but I got a little Koulibaly right in the middle of that other scarf that I just
All
got
right,
when I was in Naples a couple weeks ago. So,
dude. You're. This is the beginning. Pretty.
yeah,
Listen, this kit might be on a hanger, but all my kits were on hangers, against the door to my entrance to the house before we built this thing. So don't worry about it. You'll get it there. It's all good. Just
what
have
range was
just
that?
late rants are where it's at. That's right,
Sure.
Sean. Exactly. Just get Alex to build you a studio like how Allie built mine. That's pretty cool.
I just want
Tell
to.
it.
I got windows here. Like you guys
Yeah.
can't tell but I can't have the wall set up like that. I don't know who this little fox guy is, but he's here.
We'll get you a green. We'll get you a green screen.
It's for Antonio.
It's for Antonio.
Antonio was my travel buddy in Italy this year, so I got this little fox.
Antonio Della Volpe, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're getting into ramble mode. But either way, this was a lot of fun. Next week,
man.
9:00, we'll have a lot to talk about. We'll have Europa League to talk about. We'll have Lazio to talk about. We'll be talking about the matches coming up the following week, which I think is Sassuolo coming in the week after we play Lazio. I think we have like 4 out of 5 home games in a row after we play Spartak. But it's going to get interesting. So you guys know the drill.
I believe at the Lazio match is when we're gonna unveil our third and final Maradona jersey. And it's also the unveiling of the Maradona trophy outside the statue. Yes, outside of the Maradona. So
and De Laurentiis says there's going to be a bunch of them, apparently, because he wants one to be in the locker room all the time.
Listen, whatever we got to do to win the freaking Scudetto, right? The 1-year anniversary of Diego Maradona's passing is Thursday. So we are celebrating Maradona with style, aren't we? 3 kits and a statue. Mind you, I bought the 2 kits and I plan on buying the 3rd kit. I'm nuts, dude.
Do we think we'll be able to wear the same jersey twice this season, or are we just gonna?
I think after this, a lot of people are joking about a Natale kit, but I don't know if that's
after the Burlon kits. We figured out the formula to selling out kits real fast. Shout out to Napoli, by the way, because the presentation on the specialty kits is sick. In the box,
it really is. Yeah,
it's a really nice touch.
It is very nice. The box is, and it's durable too. It's sturdy. It's a nice box. Yeah.
Alrighty, what do you say, Rafa?
I say we get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching live. Please be good, and Forza Napoli.
Yeah, catch you next week. Forza
Napoli sempre. Ciao.